Okay, so now that you have sent a quote, there is a very good chance you'll get a negative response, and that is okay. I'm going to have a chat with you now about how to handle those negative responses. But remember what I am teaching you, your prices are your prices for a reason. So if they're saying that you're too expensive, their budget is not your problem to fix, right? You can try and find a solution, but don't do that at any cost to yourself. It doesn't always mean that they don't value your work. They might never have ordered a custom cake before. They might not have a clue what to expect. They might have been previously buying from a cheap cake maker who's decided that it's not worth it, you know. We all shop around, don't we? So don't take it to heart. Do stand firm. You know, when they're saying, "Oh, what's your best price?" Don't be snooty. Don't be passive aggressive. People's budgets and their needs and their wants vary a lot. You also get like wedding magazines and bloggers tell them to haggle or to ask for dummy tears to get price down, and it don't really get the price down much. Some cultures haggle everything. Just stand firm. If you are polite and you can offer a solution to meet them halfway, but not at expense to yourself, they will probably appreciate it, even if they still haven't got that budget. So if they want exactly the same, but for less money, that's their problem. That's when they're undervaluing you. It's disrespectful. Because the only place a discount is coming from is out of your pocket. So just politely say, "I am sorry, but that is the price of this cake." Do always try and come across sympathetic, supportive. You can suggest someone else that you think might be cheaper, or suggest they have a tray bake or cupcakes. The more positive and kind you are, even if it's through gritted teeth, right, the more likely they're going to appreciate and value you, and maybe come back to you when they do have the budget, or when they've gone elsewhere and realise that the cheapest option is not always the best way. So if getting a no upsets you, please start looking at these situations differently. Because it's easy to get on the defensive, but it's not an emotional thing for them. You say no, or you give them a price they don't like, they just go elsewhere. They're barely going to give you a second thought. So don't feel any kind of negative emotion about somebody not being your customer, because we can't suit everybody, and we shouldn't want to either. Ghosting, especially early on, we can have quite an emotional response to, the tumbleweed in your inbox. It happens. It's part of life now. People are rude or just thoughtless or just don't know what to say. You can spend an hour putting together a wedding quote, sourcing your stencils, calculating your portions, and get no response at all. You don't even get a thank you or a fuck you. Chase them up to confirm that it is a no, though, because it might not be a no. They might just get busy. They've got, the cake isn't their priority in their life right now. They might feel awkward when it comes to messaging a month later, once the brain clicks back into cake mode, Don't assume that it's the price that's put them off. A close friend might have jumped in and recommended somebody that they used and that they trust. Ghosting's not always intentional. They might see your price and like it, but not have your deposit yet. If they're like me, they'll respond in the red, just not type it out. You might get a message next week asking to book in. Chase it up if you want the sale, right? I can't be asked with hearing. If they're serious, the Lord wants spot. I ain't got time to be chasing people. Do you know how many more sales you'll get just by reminding people that they've inquired? Literally, I'm just checking in. I've not heard from you to confirm. Somebody else is asking about your date, but I want to give you first refusal because I really want to do that design, I guarantee you'll get more orders that way. They've got 100 other things to do in their lives, and the cake isn't their priority. It's just another thing that they're buying. Just reframe how you think about this stuff, because your knee-jerk reaction is going to be an emotional one. You need to start turning it into a business reaction. Like, all right, I didn't get this one, not my target market, just move on, next. I want you to understand that it is okay that you are not the cheapest cake maker or brownie supplier in your area. There's different customers for those sort of people, right? They serve their own market. What somebody else charges, it's not your concern, and you shouldn't be losing any sleep about it, right? We can cast judgment, we can let it bother us, we can slag them off on Facebook, but the reality is that the cheap cake lady either gets more expensive or bows out. And I'm talking to you, right? You're doing this course for a reason. Please get more expensive, right? Excuse me. I've been baking to sell since 2007, and there's always been ridiculous and cheap cake makers out there. For everyone that learns the hard way or bows out, somebody else just replaces them. So you can either lose sleep, go on Facebook rants about it, or Just let them learn their own lessons and mind your own business. I'm losing my voice now. So there's space for us all anyway, because if price is the main deciding factor for somebody for whatever reason, they're not your customers to fight for then, are they? In every industry, you've got different brands and different price levels to suit different types of customer. They all coexist absolutely fine. Next, don't worry when Primark open up nearby, do they? In retail outlets, you can get an Aldi and an M&S food 3 doors away from each other, and both of them are thriving. Yeah? Because they serve different markets. I might go to Aldi for my main shop, but when I'm a bit flush and I fancy a posh treat, I might nip in M&S food. They might go to one cheaper baker for their everyday treats, but then look for your standards for a special occasion. So, right, next I'm going to talk about discount orders like mates, rates and influencers and charity work.